My name is Paul. Today we are going to uncover the hidden Paris that existed long before the Eiffel Tower. People know Paris for beauty, romance and monuments. But this city was not born like this. Before the lights, before the cafes, before the famous skyline, there was another world here. Long before Paris had a name, there was only water, forest, mud and silence. Long before Paris had a name, there was only water, forest, mud and silence. Small groups settled near these waters more than 2,000 years ago. Their lives were simple, fragile and completely connected to the land. This place had something powerful: location. When the Romans arrived, they immediately understood the value of this land. From that moment, the quiet settlement began to change forever. The small tribal village slowly became Lutetia. For the first time, this place began to look like a real city. Rome brought roads, baths, temples, and order. Trade expanded, people arrived. The river became a living artery. And pieces of that Roman city are still hidden beneath Paris today. But as centuries passed, the Roman world faded. A darker, crowded, and more dangerous Paris began to rise. Medieval Paris was not romantic. It was loud, dirty, and unpredictable. People came here for work, trade, faith, and survival. During the day, the streets were alive with movement. But when night arrived, the city changed completely. Without proper light, every corner could hide danger. Above the chaos, a new power began to dominate the skyline. The power of religion was becoming impossible to ignore. Thousands of workers spent years building Notre Dame. Stone by stone, the cathedral rose above the crowded city. For ordinary people, these buildings must have felt almost supernatural. But outside the sacred walls, survival was still brutal. The more Paris grew, the more unequal it became. Then came one of the darkest moments in the city's history. The plague moved through the streets faster than people could understand. Entire streets that once felt alive became silent. Paris learned to live with fear, instability, and uncertainty. But no matter how many times Paris collapsed, it rebuilt itself. Every tragedy left a scar, but the city kept moving. Behind palace walls, another Paris was rising. It was a world of music, power, wealth, and excess. But outside, ordinary people faced hunger, and hardship.
The contrast between these two worlds became impossible to ignore.
Paris was becoming beautiful, but also dangerous.
The city was slowly reaching its breaking point.
By the end of the 18th century, Paris was ready to explode.
Fear turned into anger. And anger turned into revolution.
In 1789, the streets of Paris changed forever. The fall of the Bastille became a symbol of a new world. For the first time, many people believed they could challenge power. The city that once represented kings now belonged to the people. But revolution also brought fear, suspicion, and punishment. The old order was broken, but the city was still far from peace. The old medieval city could no longer function. The sheer volume of traffic and population overwhelmed it. A massive transformation was about to begin. To create modern Paris, much of old Paris had to disappear. Ancient streets vanished. New avenues took their place. Beauty was being created, but memory was being erased. This was the birth of the Paris the world recognizes today. The city became wider, cleaner, brighter, and more controlled. But under that elegance, the old city never fully disappeared. Then came a new age of industry, engineering, and ambition. France wanted to show the world that the future had arrived. To them, it looked too strange, too massive, too industrial. Piece by piece, iron rose above the city. What many called monstrous was becoming impossible to ignore. It was born as a symbol of progress, engineering, and power. And slowly, the monument people resisted became unforgettable. But when the tower appeared, Paris was already ancient.
More than 2,000 years of history were already beneath its streets.
The city you see today is only the surface. It was here before the monuments, and it remains after everything changed. It was many cities, built one over another. The Eiffel Tower is not the beginning of Paris. But construction began anyway. In the heart of Paris, defying skepticism, the iron legs of the Great Tower started to rise. The Eiffel Tower is not the beginning of Paris. It is only the latest chapter. Now, when you see Paris, you are not just seeing a city. You are seeing layers of memory, hidden in plain sight. Every corner carries something that time could not erase. Paris is not just a destination. It is a living memory of time. And maybe that is why millions of people still feel something here, even before they understand why. If you want to discover more hidden stories like this, subscribe now, because the next city may change the way you see the world forever.
More than 2,000 years of history were already beneath its streets.
Every beautiful street hides another version of Paris. The city you see today is only the surface. Beneath the stone, the glass, and the lights, the past still remains. The river watched every version of Paris rise and fall. It was here before the monuments, and it remains after everything changed. It was many cities, built one over another. The Eiffel Tower is not the beginning of Paris. It is only the latest chapter. That is why Paris feels so powerful. Its beauty was built over fear, survival, and reinvention.
After everything it took to get here, I see it now. Clearer than ever. Century after century, it changed without completely losing its soul.
Now, when you see Paris, you are not just seeing a city. You are seeing layers of memory, hidden in plain sight. Every corner carries something that time could not erase. Paris is not just a destination. It is a living memory of time. And maybe that is why millions of people still feel something here, even before they understand why. If you want to discover more hidden stories like this, subscribe now, because the next city may change the way you see the world forever.